Alright, so I know that this is a really awkward angle, but I can't figure out my ring light. It will not stay up, so I'm sorry. But I'm going to do another pick a card reading for you guys. It really does take me a long time to get these going, but it's just like the greatest thing ever when that you're able to kind of like build a story with these tarot cards. And I really hope that you guys are enjoying watching this because it's a lot of fun to put together. So just like last time, by the way, I put the pile in the bottom left hand corner of the screen so that you can just skip through. So if you pick pile number 2, you don't need to listen to all of pile number 1's reading. You can skip straight to your pile so that you're not just listening to me talk and it doesn't apply to you. I mean, you're very welcome to, but yeah, it's just like an easier, quicker way for you to just get your reading and go. Also, this t-shirt comes from Blackcraft, and a lot of the funds went to George Floyd's memorial service, and then the other proceeds, I believe, went to the NAACP, I think. Pretty sure. Don't quote me, but I'm sure. Anyway, it's a really cool shirt. It says fuck racism, because fuck it. Alright, let's go. Let's get started. So, the question that I asked my cards before I drew them was, what should I be focusing on this summer? So this is post-quarantine. So post-quarantine, what should you be focusing on this summer? And we have a lot of ideas. So there are 3 different piles here. Here's pile 1, here's pile 2, here's pile 3. You're going to choose whichever pile, like, which pile do you feel? You have to kind of feel the energy of the pile, and whichever pile you're drawn to, that's the pile that will become your reading. I will insert a photo now. Okay, so now that you guys have seen a picture of them, you got to feel them out. Here we go. Alright, I was getting really annoyed about the setup over there. My stand for my iPhone is not working. Very annoying, but it's okay. We are zen now. Alright, so here we go. So pile number 1, past, present, future. That's the way that these readings go. Is this pile number 1? Yes. Pile number 1. 3 of Wands. Ignore my blue nails from my hair. So you have the 3 of Wands. You have the Empress. You have the 2 of Wands reversed. 2 of Wands reversed. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So, when I first saw this pile, I was like, alright, well, we got a reverse card, but then you have the Ace of Pentacles, who's like grabbing this ball of energy, and it just looks like she has the whole world in her hands. And I just felt so strongly about the outcome of that card. So my feelings were, over the quarantine, you felt that you have awakened this creative side of yourself, and it was like full of ideas. You're full of ideas, you want to try new things. And then the 3 of Wands, this card, it's showing that you have mustered up all of the energy to throw yourself into creative talents, whatever that may be, whether that's writing or doing music or painting, whatever your creative talent is. You have the energy, and you mustered up the energy during the quarantine to throw yourself into this talent. But it's time for you to make your dream a reality. You have all these ideas, but you have all these ideas in your head, but you're not acting on them. And there's something blocking you or stopping you. So we have the Empress next, right? And she's just like kind of sitting there and relaxing. She's got her fruit in her hand. I pulled the Empress card for you, and I think that it represents that there's a life lesson that you're constantly coming back to, time and time again. So this card represents a plethora of ideas, of creative ideas that you always find yourself dreaming about. You always find yourself inspired, but then something ends up blocking you, and your inspiration is kind of like taken away from you. So you're like constantly getting these great ideas, and then all of a sudden you just stop, and you stop working on them, and you stop thinking about them, and something's bringing you down. So your inspiration goes away. You never really progress on your ideas or finish your creative projects because you aren't actually planning out your ideas. You have a tendency to just jump in head first without the planning, which leaves you feeling doubtful of your abilities. It isn't that you can't do it, it's that you need to step out of your comfort zone and believe in yourself a little more. Make an actual game plan for yourself and see it through. If you're an artist and you keep starting projects but not finishing, or if you're a writer who feels like you always have ideas and then you get writer's block, plan out your project from A to Z so that you at least have a rough idea, a rough sketch of where you're headed, and then see it through. I think what's happening is that you're just like coming up with these ideas, these creative ideas, and then you're like, all right, you start doing it and then you don't finish, and then you're like thinking badly about yourself or thinking that you can't do it, but that's not the case. I think it's so easy to live comfortably in feeling that you're not good enough. Sometimes we don't finish projects because it's actually out of our comfort zone as an artist to feel accomplished and to feel like we got something done. It's kind of like safe to feel bad about yourself. I don't know why, but that's kind of just like some of us get used to feeling that way. So then you don't want to feel successful or the accomplishment. So please note that when I say creative things, that falls under so many different things. That could be cooking, like literally anything that you find creative and that you find to be your thing. So, like I said, it's so easy to like feel like you're not good enough and then live in that as your state of being and find comfort in that. It sounds weird, but it's true because I've been there. But the good news is that you have the Ace of Pentacles as your future card. And like I said, she's got light in her hand. It's flourishing. It's like she's got the whole world in her hands. She's manifested her creative desires. Remember, this is your future card. So keep in mind that once you get past your blockages, you will be here. The Ace of Pentacles is wealthy in so many ways. And this card represents true happiness, prosperity, and accomplishments. This card is showing me that you have all of the tools that you need to get your creative projects done because you have gone out of your comfort zone and you've planned out your attack. So pile one, you're all of my creative souls. This summer, I want you, the cards want you, to hone in on your creativity and make something. So don't be doubtful of yourself. Don't let yourself bring you down. It's so easy, like I said, to live in a state of like unhappiness, I think. And once you just come up with a game plan for your creative project step by step and see it through, you will find that you are a lot happier than you were before. Okay, so that's pile number one. Okay, here's pile number two. We have the Eight of Swords reversed. We have a person surrounded by swords. That's reversed, so there's something that's kind of blocking you, maybe a hurdle that you had to recently get over. We have the Princess of Swords or the Page of Swords. And then we have the Fool. which, like, immediately when I saw this pile, I was like, how interesting. This is ending with a new journey. The Fool always represents a new journey, a new beginning, and this is your future card. So you're about to embark on a new journey. Okay? So the Eight of Swords reversed is showing me that during the quarantine you had some work to do, and a lot of that work was facing yourself and learning to accept yourself for who you are. You had lots of alone time, and it gave you time to really look at your situation, and you saw that some changes needed to be made within yourself. I think that you are used to having other people pick you up when you're down, and you didn't know how to be present for yourself and really pick yourself up. And over the quarantine, you had to learn that, and you did. So the Eight of Swords reversed is not necessarily a negative card. Normally, when there's a card that's reversed, you think that it's like a bad card or something negative, but it's not. It's not. This is a good thing. You had to put some work in, but this card is also showing that you still kind of have to accept your flaws and not be so negative towards yourself. You've had to face the music, and I think you were in a very unhealthy relationship with yourself pre-quarantine. And remember, this is a card of the recent past. So you're just getting over this, and you're slowly starting to accept who you are. As an individual, another person, you're starting to accept yourself and really like learn how to begin to start trying to love yourself. So the princess has her sword in the you now position. This is your present. The princess has her sword raised above her head, and she's ready to battle. So in the process of learning to accept yourself, there are many challenges that you're facing. You have to realize that you're strong enough to face those battles. You just have to be honest with yourself about who you are, and a lot of that comes from growing in confidence, and as I've said before, just accepting yourself for who you are, which is easier said than done, but you've already kind of been putting in the work and you're headed there. So I mean, you still have a lot of work to do, but you're definitely headed in the right direction. I think it's time for you to forgive yourself for things that you kind of like hold on to, any setbacks that you've made in the past, anything. We really need to learn how to forgive ourselves to move forward, and that's where you're at right now. You're at the place where it's time to accept that you are not perfect. No one is. So once you learn to accept that, then you're able to move forward. And in the future card, like I said, it's showing this is the Fool. So she's kind of like jumping off of a cliff, and she's not looking where she's headed. She's about to embark on a new adventure. Right? Okay. So, like I said, you are not perfect. The Fool is actually the first card in the major arcana of the tarot deck. So this card generally means that you're about to embark on a new adventure. So this card is in your future pile, which represents a new beginning for yourself. A new relationship with yourself, if you will. You are learning to remove all of your high expectations for yourself and start fresh. This is the beginning of a healthier lifestyle and a healthier life in general. So maybe this means that you're starting to eat better, take care of yourself, go to the gym, stay in make sure that you're in healthy relationships. You're only doing what is best for you because you have your best interest at heart, and in mind, and you're just like making sure that you're always doing whatever serves yourself. So this summer is actually the time for you to delve into yourself, become a better version of you, and make sure that you're treating yourself right. Focus on you. That's like the biggest advice that I can give you from the cards. I can't stress that enough. This is just the beginning of a beautiful new relationship between you and yourself. It's a lot of work, but you have to put in work in order to be successful. Everyone does. So just focus on yourself, forgive yourself for the any issues that you've had in the past that you're still mulling over, and just try to accept yourself for who you are, and honestly, you'll find that you are a much happier person. So that is my advice for my pile 2 people. Pile number 3. So this one was interesting to me. We have the Queen of Pentacles. She's kind of watering this tree, and as you can see, it's working, it's growing. We have the Queen of Cups. Her cup is full. 2 queens. Interesting. 2 queens is showing me that during the quarantine has actually matured you, and you have done a bit of soul searching, just like my pile 2 people. So you've gone and you've done some work within yourself. And then this was actually the 7 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Those are your cards. So like I said, I see 2 queens. That means that you have matured over the quarantine, and you've done a lot, some soul searching for yourself. And this is a really good pile. Like, you are headed in such a good direction. Your soul searching has brought you some clarity, and you have a good idea of what you want your life to look like now, moving forward. You're independent, and you have a lot to offer others. You're in such a good place right now that it might actually be time to put all of your positive energy into something good. So maybe it's a good time to start looking into a new relationship if you're single, if you're wanting that, or strengthen the one that you already have. You're in such a good place, as I said, emotionally, to start giving advice to others, because you're so intuitive and you're so in touch with your emotions. That's what the Queen of Cups is showing me. She's showing me that you're in touch with your emotions. You're in a good emotional place right now. And you're kind of feeling unstoppable, like nothing can bring you down. And that's because you're so sure of where you're headed and who you are. The quarantine actually did you some good. There's nothing blocking you from your path right now. It's looking crystal clear. Don't be afraid to make big decisions right now, because the Queen of Cups is showing me that you're emotionally in a good place, and you've trusted your gut, your intuition, and it has not led you astray yet. So keep trusting your gut and your intuition. This card, the Queen of Cups, it also shows that now is a good time to start a new relationship, because you're wiser than you were before, and you are emotionally available, as I have said. Your future card is showing prosperity and abundance. This is your future card, the 7 of Pentacles, showing a woman watering her tree, like I said, and it's growing abundantly in fruit. You have trusted your intuition, gone with your gut, and made some good decisions, so all the seeds that you have planted are finally starting to blossom and bloom like crazy. You've attained what it is that you sought after, whether that be the career you've always wanted, a new healthy relationship, or something else that excites you. So like I said, this is your future card, so it's time to start looking for the career of your dreams, the job of your dreams, like whatever you want, just throw it onto the universe and it will come back to you, because you have good karma right now and you're in a good place. So this summer, it's time for you to manifest your desires. Really think about what will benefit you, and what will help you to grow as an individual. You know yourself really well, and honestly, you're in such a good place. Like I said, all you need to do is keep believing in yourself like you do, and the payoff will be huge. So like I said, don't be afraid to make some big decisions right now, because you're in a good place to do so. Alright, so this has been my Pick a Card Part 2. What should you be focusing on this summer? Please DM me if you have any questions. I am giving personal readings, and please message me if you're interested in one. I love to give them. I try to be as detailed as possible. I have already done a lot of personal readings for people on Instagram who I don't even know, and I've had good feedback. So please message me if you are interested in any sort of tarot reading. I can give you a general reading, a love reading, a career reading, so many different readings. All you have to do is ask me a question and I will do my best to answer your question with the cards. If you guys have any questions about this reading, please message me, and thank you for watching.